hide. Imaginary wounds they fight to hide. How can I hate them?
It's not so much about the numbers, but I think it's about the message.
We are going to vote you out.
Levenson was one of the organizers of today's event. She just graduated high school.
If we want to see change on the national level or on the policymaking level, that change needs to start with individuals speaking out, being clear, utilizing their right to free speech and utilizing their right to vote.
When everybody's got a pulse, I dream in a world that wants my soul. That tells me.
Part of the March for Our Lives Los Angeles rally. Participants laid down on the ground. They say the 21 minutes, 720 seconds represent the lives lost at the Pulse nightclub and the other lives lost to guns since that day. Among those speaking at the rally, actress Alyssa Milano.
What no RA does is shine a light on the magnitude of the stronghold the NRA has over our politicians. And this stronghold prevents these politicians from voting in common sense gun reform laws that will make our country safer.
49 people were killed, another 53 were injured at the Pulse nightclub in Orlando.
It tells me if I hate, I can control. But I don't believe it, I cannot conceive it, 'cause everybody's got a pulse. I am human, I am love, and my heart beats with my blood.
A national die-in today here this afternoon at City Hall. Take a look, several dozen people coming out here to advocate for tougher gun restrictions. And in the middle there, actress Alyssa Milano in the orange shirt. She is headlining this event where students and advocates from across the city have come together to get their message out right here in City Hall. Earlier, they had speakers talking about the need for tougher restrictions, and they are denouncing lawmakers in the White House and in Washington, D.C. for not doing enough. And they are lying here at this die-in for 12 minutes. That's roughly 700 seconds. That is the number of victims who have died to senseless gun violence, they say, since the Pulse nightclub shooting that happened 2 years ago today. You see also a voter registration desk right there. They say this is not the generation to mess with. They say they are going to be heard through their voice and through their vote. Reporting here at City Hall, I'm Sandra Endo, Fox 11.
Underneath the skin, everybody's got a pulse. Once again I hang my head to cry. I can't find a reason why they died. We will find the answer blowing in the wind. That everybody's got a pulse.
Is strong.
It's been 2 years since the Pulse nightclub attack, and there's been nothing done on the gun legislation front. There's been no change.
Noah Reich and his partner David came today to set up a memorial to the 49 lives lost at the Pulse nightclub shooting 2 years ago this day.
Those are kind of the angels of our community. Those are the people we fight for, those that we've lost along the way, and we will keep fighting until we make some real changes.
I am human, I am love, and my heart beats with my blood.
And in the small crowd, those who have been personally affected by gun violence.
My sister worked at salon Montage.
Bethany Webb's sister, Laura, was working the day an armed man, upset at his estranged wife, took it out on the entire hair salon in Seal Beach. Laura was killed. Bethany's mother was severely wounded.
That moment in time, that second in time, I can tell everything about me, everything of who I am changed that moment.
A sisterhood destroyed by a bullet that keeps piercing her heart even today.
Well, now, years later, I'm still missing being able to make that call, to call her and say, I need you. What do I do? What do I wear? How many eggs go in that? Things that sound irrelevant but are so important.
There was somewhat of a surprise visit as well during all of this. Right at the end of the demonstration, some parents of a teen who was killed in the Parkland shooting arrived. We're going to share their story coming up at 5:30. For now, we're live downtown. I'm John Cuddy Mac, NBC 4 News.
If it happened in Parkland to us, it could happen anytime, anywhere, anyone.
Mitch and Annika Dwor know the pain far too well.
I'm just a father who's grieving. I lost my son in a mass shooting in a school, and I'm standing here. It's very surreal to be saying that. But you can't imagine the pain that comes along with something like this in losing someone like our son, Nicholas.
Nicholas was a senior at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas in Parkland, Florida.
He should be at Indianapolis right now with all the other freshmen. They call them freshman days, and checking out his dorm room, meeting the rest of the swim team. That's what we would have been doing with him. But here we're at a die-in instead.
This die-in at LA City Hall, a coincidence. The family was here to witness it during their attempt to get away and regroup from the emotions of Florida.
And I think it's wonderful to see that there's people that maybe not have been directly affected, but realize that we need to change, because it can happen anywhere to anyone. We bought our house in that area because of the school, and that ended up being the worst place for us children to be.
The Dwards have another son who was also shot at the high school but survived. But his wounds, his mom says, run very deep.
He got to experience and witness people dying in front of him.
They say they look with pride at the youth of Parkland leading the charge across the country. Over the next 3 months, a group of students will visit 75 cities calling on change before the November elections.
It's that kind of an issue. It's nonpartisan, it's not political. This has to do with civil society and what's going on today. And I think people need to take an interest in this. It's going to be a single issue election come November.
And as it turns out, this was the first time Nicholas's mom ever spoke publicly about what happened since the shooting. We understand, too, that they are eagerly awaiting what happens in November, hoping that that then will be the change they're looking for.
Love will always win underneath the skin. Everybody's got a pulse. Who you gonna hate now when there's no one left but you? Who you gonna gun down if you can't kill the truth that it's inside of us, it's inside our blood, it's inside of us.